Hey Al, how's it going, man?
Hey, Robbie, it's good to see you. Sorry we didn't get together last week, man. I know it was Thanksgiving, so how was your Thanksgiving?
It was good. It was cold. It's cold here right now. How about up there? Is it cold?
Yeah, I tell you, man, I know that you've had some issues that it's caused you to be laid back a little bit. So you getting better, feeling better?
Yeah, the temperatures just changed so quick from like 74 to like 33, and I
Yeah.
got a really bad chest cold, and I went and checked myself in the hotel to get away from everybody and kick back a couple of days, and I guess it helped me, but when you're laying on your back that long, you can't like really cough it up. But I'm on the road to recovery.
You sound
So I
good.
just have to do. Yeah, I'm not coughing as bad, so I'm a lot better there. So just trying to get myself well and get ready to leave. I'm gonna leave next Monday morning at 7 o'clock. 7:30, I'll be on a plane. So I gotta go get my last COVID test on Saturday, one of those rapid tests, and then after that, I will be ready to rock and roll. So
Well, I'll tell you what, we're starting to get some folks in the chat in the comments here. We got Matty's Drone World here. We have Johnny Drone Flyer. How you doing, buddy? And then we have John Bonifant here. Hey, what's going on, John? And things are starting to happen.
yeah,
Well, I'll tell you what. I tell you they say there is going to be a pretty decent flu season this year because everybody's going to be running around trying to um, catch up on the socializing, seeing family. I know that you want to see your family in Thailand big time. So
yeah.
you can imagine what the rest of the folks here are trying to do too. So it's going to be wide open throttle. So
Just
if
always
you,
waiting for that next information from news saying, "Hey, we got a lockdown again." Have a heart attack. At this point, within a week to going home, I'll like do anything I can do at this point to get on that plane just to kind of squeeze through. But hey, at least I didn't have to go to the ER, which I was looking that direction because I didn't really know what to do. And you hate to go into the ER now because with all the hospitals having the sick people there, you don't want to be into it. So
oh,
I want to
absolutely
stay
not.
in
Yeah.
here. D&D Aerials, Keith, you reached out to me, email check on me. I appreciate that. I'm sorry I didn't respond. Honestly, I've been just trying to get caught up on all my emails. I've been packing, trying to get stuff out of here and getting my bags ready to go. So let's get on with tonight's show. We got Matty from Matty's Drone World. If anybody knows Matty, I'm sure a couple of y'all out here do. So let's bring him on and let's get rolling.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Hey,
What's
hey.
up, Matty? Good to see you,
Gentlemen,
buddy.
what's going on, boys?
Yeah, man, you've been looks as you've been smashing and banging a pile of drones behind you there over your shoulder. Yeah,
I
I could.
crashed one today.
Hey, I went out yesterday and put two drones out. Luckily, they were easy fixes, but two of them went down. Just one of them was actually my connection, my plus 9 volts going into my air
Ooh,
unit. And luckily, nothing shorted out, just came undone. So I didn't have any video. So I was like, I can't fly. Done. And then I plugged in my Baby Hawk 2 and sparked. I mean, sparked.
Catch on fire or just start smoking?
I pulled the plug as soon as I saw it. And I got it back here and inspected it. And it was the weirdest thing. There's nothing there. The only thing I think is something landed across the leads, and when I plugged in, I smoked it, and then I plugged in again, and nothing happened.
Mm.
So
So it's dead.
actually working, believe it or not. It just the short went right from the negative and positive leads right on the flight control. I mean, on the ESC board because this one's
Mm.
got a flight stack. So it's just like your Nazgul there, except for mine is a Titan. So
Yeah.
I flight made the Titan and the Nazgul so similar. The arms, I think, on the Nazgul are a little bit further back, more like a dead cat. Not not even close to it, but more that way. Because if you look at yours compared to mine,
This one is the dead cat.
see that's the dead cat, but is that the
Yep.
Nazgul?
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is the Evoke.
that's the Evoke. Okay,
Yep.
yeah. So the only thing. recent difference with the Vulcan and regular nozzle is the LEDs. Is that correct, or is there
I
anything?
believe so. The LEDs they're still running with the run cam, the race cam Swift, I believe. Um, it's just tidied up. They've got body panels on the sides now, on both
Yeah,
sides.
good. So yeah, that prevents all that dirt. You
Yeah.
know, I'm thinking about doing, Matty, and I'm thinking about reversing my props, going from, as we're coming in, spitting everything into our camera,
Yep.
um, and everything spitting it back into the DVR area. If you run an air unit,
Hmm.
I'm thinking about reversing my motors. So
These ones are motors out.
motors out. Yep,
Yeah,
I think
they
I'm
come
going to do it
stock
too.
that way now.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do on both of those. I'll just get BL Heli 32 running and do that.
It's a good idea for
Hey,
sure.
Q, hey QC, hey, how you doing, Chris, Johnny? What's going on? I've been reading. I just can't type fast enough here, guys.
It's a mission trying to
The-
keep up.
it is just trying to keep up with the reading. Demarco's here, man, and welcome, Demarco. It's good to see you,
Oh
man.
yeah, that's another thing they did with this. The XT60 connector is now built in with a
Hey, can you
3D
blow
print.
that up, Robbie, so we
Yep.
can see it? Take a look at that connector. Oh my gosh, that
Yeah, I'm
is,
trying to zoom. See how it's built in with a 3D print?
yeah, it's still zoomed in
Oh,
on you.
I love it.
Yeah,
I absolutely love it. It's so convenient. It really is.
it
I
is.
absolutely love it. But other
And
than that, I mean, everything else, it's all iFlight stuff, so it's all pretty much the same stuff that you're used to seeing. It's got the Zingy Pro motors on it, which I'm sure you've seen before.
yeah.
And yeah, this is the analog FR Sky version, unfortunately.
Hey, hey, Robbie, if you don't mind zooming in on this one. Yeah, so this will be, this one here is the air unit. And as I spin it around, you'll see that USB-C there. And then when
Hmm.
I spin, there's the DVR. And the Mamba stacks right here. And this is what it's going to end up looking like. So obviously, this connector here flying was Matty's point. This is a pain in the butt, and this is how I've solved it on my already finished builds. See that, Matty?
Yeah, you went right through the frame.
It's actually on the back. They have a little cutout for the
Yep.
Titan, and so I just tie wrapped it right to my antenna holders, which I need better ones, 3D printed ones. See how they're flopping around. Every once in a while, you'll hear the props hit it.
Yeah, you know what? I noticed that in Texas. It
Yeah,
happened a couple times. The props
yeah.
were hitting it.
Thanks, Robbie.
Yeah, that's the Titan frame you said, right? That's
Yeah, that's the
iFlight.
Titan frame. Yeah, that's the Titan frame. You see how much it's more of a true X. You see
Yeah.
that? It's actually a true X if you're looking at it straight through.
Yeah, I have the CL1 frame that's a True X.
Yeah, and that has arms that are what 5 millimeters thick.
These are 5. Yep.
Yeah, they put 6 mil on these, so that's why I got.
That's what I love about the Nazgul. The Nazguls, the 6 millimeter arms. They're breakable. You can ask. I think I just saw Mike Kinney in the chat. Yeah, I did. He broke one.
Hey, Mike. Hey, by the way, see what I did here? I painted the side, and it wasn't for aesthetics. You know why I painted it?
What's that for?
So when your frame delaminates because of a crash, you can see it.
Oh, you could see stress cracks.
Yeah, you'll be able to see the delaminations. So all you have to do is get like your regular out of body, like how you get those. Oh gosh, come on, focus. You get those pens to touch up the paint on your cars.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
I. That's what I used. I didn't quite match the lime green color, but
Oh,
the
it'd
point.
be hard to get it to match that color, probably.
Yeah, you probably have to walk in the store with it and just
Hmm.
try to match it up. Thank you, Robbie.
I'm having a blast with it so far. 3 months now flying, and I got to tell you, I feel bad for my Air 2S. Although it flew today, I felt bad
Oh,
for it. It was staring at me and said, "Please fly me," so I flew it.
I actually flew the Phantom 4 and Mavic 2 Pro. because I wanted to compare the cameras, and the Phantom 4 V2, it's unbelievable, nice camera.
Still, 5 years later, is still a relevant drone.
Yeah, I mean, it's not hated as much as that Mavic 3.
I
Everybody
know, right?
freaking
They're
loves
getting
it. What's up with that,
the
guys?
Mavic
Why is
3. Like
everybody
everybody's
hating the Mavic
always,
3s?
I don't know. Probably, you know what it is? It's probably the people that don't have one. That's probably the reason.
Well, remember when you first started getting into droning and you're all like, I'm never going to get a DJI. They're so expensive or overrated and all that other crap, right?
I
And what
went
did you
through it.
do? And you bought Hubson, you bought Phoebe, and then you
Spent about
finally,
$4,000 on toy grade quads before I figured it out.
right?
What a
Well, I tell you,
waste.
I get a little nervous now. I've heard a couple of people having issues with their Mavic 3, and I'm flying, just waiting to see if I'm going to have the same issue. I've not had any issues with mine at all. I know Mark Fisher had one issue where his tried to take off on him, and a couple other people were saying when they were dropping the altitude too fast that it was
Mhm.
dropping down to like 0, so it was showing that you were a negative.
I've had that
When
problem
you're
on the
in
Air
your flight.
2S before.
But
I've had it. Yep.
I haven't had any issues on anything at all.
It's weird. I think a lot of the
Are
main
they,
issues are coming from the Cine version.
are they,
Okay.
Yep.
so let me ask you
Well,
this. Do
Mark
you
didn't
think they're
have the Cine
using,
version though.
No, you know what? You know what caused Marks to go haywire is something was going on with his iPad Mini 4. It does
oh,
not like the
Ah,
Mini 4.
yeah, you're
oh,
right. Yeah, I remember somebody saying something about that.
so
Yeah.
the telemetry is not interpreted correctly. Oh, wow.
I'm happy with it. I mean, I think it flies good and it's great. Now, when I went in to use some of the software modes that are in there that weren't there, and it kept saying coming soon, I was like, is there anything I could do with this drone? I mean, other than just fly it and take videos. But at least it's something that they can fix with firmware, and it's not a hardware issue. So I don't really have an issue with it. But I was gonna make a comment. We had our auction for the drones, and we didn't really sell that much actually on the show, but we did sell some stuff after the show. Some people dropped some prices, and we connected some people. And I bought a smart controller, not the new one, but the older smart controller to use with my Air 2S. And every time I tried to connect it to the Air 2S, it was saying that, I can't bind to it because there's another controller bound to it. So anybody that's got the flyaway pack where they're using the controller and the drone together, I don't know whether the manufacturer has them connected. So if there's an issue, they can read off the controller itself. I tried everything to get someone else's hooked in, and it was a pain. And I got mine from Robinson. Remember, I bought mine from him,
Hmm.
and I asked him because every time I would try to connect the smart controller, it would tell me, this is not bound to the aircraft. There's another controller. Unbind it. And I couldn't. I mean, I got with a guy I bought it from to try to get it fixed. And finally, I called Robinson and said, "Hey, can you log into your DJI account and see if you can unbind it?" And when he did, and he unbound the remote that came with it, I was able to bind the new smart controller. So make sure if you guys buy a smart controller for somebody else, verify that, if you didn't buy your drone from DJI, make sure you got that person and you got the person that you're buying your controller from in case you need to bind or unbind something, because otherwise you could get stuck. And, it only lets you use the smart controller 5 times with it. After the 5th time, I even reset it to see if I could reset it for another 5. It won't let you fly anymore. So be careful buying the older smart controllers, because it was an issue for me, and I was starting to panic there a little bit.
I think that did you come to the conclusion that had something to do with the care refresh and the flyaway coverage?
Yeah, because Robinson had that on his package, and evidently he knew right away. He called in and logged into his DJI and unbound it. And as soon as it did, and I got the smart controller back out and did it, it came up instantly. Now on the new drone, it came with the original smart controller. This one, which is not, it's just in the box with it, like the Air 2S's. But the new smart controller, after I bought that and connected it in, I mean, it was nothing. It was just like it saw the craft right away, added it, and it was done. And it's not an issue. But one thing I've noticed, before I had the Triple Tech tablet, which actually sent back, I liked it, but it's just a hassle to get in the mount and everything for the drone.
Yeah.
But when I got the smart controller, I thought, man, like max the brightness out. You can't do that because when you do it, it washes it out. It's like opening up too much in your camera. I mean, everything is white, so you really have to play with the adjustments depending on the sun outside in
Does it
order
have
to.
adaptive brightness on it?
I don't know. I didn't check that on there. I just opened it up and just took it to like full bright,
Yeah.
and when I started to take off, I was like, crap was glowing.
It's Android, so it should have adaptive brightness.
Yeah. So I haven't played
I
with it
usually
that
turn
much
mine
because
off
I
though.
was sick. Yeah, I was sick, but they're bright though, and it does make it convenient just to grab the controller and just put the drone down and just take off. You don't have to hook up anything, do anything, but it is expensive. I paid $500 for the older controller, which was like new, so it was a good price because even the ones DJI's been out of them. Amazon's got a couple they were supposed to have in like the first week in December, so I'm not complaining about the price because normally they were like 800 to 1,000 online. The new controller was different because I paid 1,200 for that for the new controller, but it's a convenience thing, and I love the tablet. I really did, but I didn't like having to hook it up and set all that stuff up every time, and the counterweight, it was real heavy, and
Yeah, it makes a
so
big
I just
difference.
decided, yeah, the opportunity came for me to get the smart controller, and I thought, well, I got it for the 2S, I'll do it. So then that way I've got one for both drones.
Well, you might only need one for both drones because I can promise you DJI will make it backwards compatible.
Yeah,
Let's
well,
hope
I
so.
think so. I
Let's
think they
hope
will.
so.
They'd be stupid not to.
I mean, I've been hoping for that with that PB controller that came with that
I
PB
know,
drone.
right? I just
DJI.
talked to somebody about that the other day. His dad bought the DJI FPV drone, and because he had the goggles and the radio, he decided to buy a bunch of 5-inch quads that had the DJI digital system in them. But he bought them and couldn't figure out what the problem was. And I told his son the problem is that radio does not connect to anything but the DJI FPV drone right now.
yeah,
So it's kind of
well,
so now he has to buy a whole new radio,
the
even though
new
it's got the
controller,
DJI.
the new controller will show the Air 2S on it, but it won't work. And actually, there's another guy. His name is Ian, and I think Al knows who I'm talking about. The other YouTuber's name is Ian.
Ian in
He's
London.
the guy from UK. He took his into the DJI and he goes, I can see it. It's on here. I can see it. We're going to make it work. So he went out with him and they tried and it didn't work. But talking about light on the smart controllers, I figured that in Thailand it's going to be pretty sunny. So I bought this little deal here that goes on the smart controller, supposed to do in.
Yeah,
The
Yeah, it
hole,
looks nice.
the holes are separate. It'll work on the old smart controller, but it won't work on the new ones because the buttons are different here.
yep.
And I don't know if it'll work. I just thought I'd throw it in there and take it with me and see if it does. It was like $10 because I do like these on the standard smart controllers like these. But the issue is if you're going to use a tablet and you got this right here, this gets in the way. The thickness gets in the way of using something to hold a tablet on these. So keep that in mind.
That's why I went with a different one. I have that same thing. I bought this one instead. I have that one that wraps around.
Let me see the one you have. Yeah, I have that one too. And one thing about that one,
See where
I
it
like
clips in right
I
there?
like the button. I like the button on it because you can push that button. You know what I'm talking about, Matty, and it pops out. And I like that. But the only issue that I found with that is the arms that extend on each end.
These, yep.
Yeah, they're like a 1/4 inch in depth. Well, the triple tech is like an
Really
inch
wide.
thick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
really
thick.
wide.
It's gonna fall
So
off.
yeah, so you do that, and then you have to use that belt on the back of the triple deck to pull down. I do
Yeah.
like that one, but the whole point gets back into that is like when you get ready to put in the bag, at least you can pop that one out and separate it. The one that wraps around it does hold it much better, but it's like you got to put your shoes, socks, and belt on to fly. I mean, it's a lot of work.
Oh, you could do that, or you could just do this and fold it down.
Well, my issue is I can't put it in my. You know how the bags usually have it where the controls just slide straight down. And
Yeah.
I just couldn't do that. And I was like, the opportunity came. The guy's like, hey, I didn't sell my stuff together. I'll separate it. So anyway, I finally got it. Situated. So let's hope it works because I've got this one for sale now, which I think I've got somebody to buy it. And then actually I've got another one for my Air 2S. So if anybody needs an extra controller, holler at me because I got 2 of these.
I'll tell you what, I might need one myself because my gimbal wheel on the back for my camera
Uh-huh.
is starting to stick.
Okay.
Like when I let it go after moving the camera
Yeah.
will slowly keep tilting because the gimbal wheel keeps getting stuck, and I have to just give it a little flick with my finger to stop
Okay.
it.
Well, the Mavic 3 one's gone. I'm waiting to receive payment on that, but I've got another.
You've
I've
got
got
the Air
another one.
2S one, right?
Yeah, and it's like, when I bought it from Robinson's, like brand new. I mean,
I got to
everything.
be honest with you, Rob. You might want to keep it as a backup for those two quads.
I got DJI 10 minutes from where I live in Thailand. I can run right over and pick one up if I need it.
Okay.
And right now, if I have to put anything else in my bag, I think there's going to be an explosion when I get to the airport. I pray that they, you get there and they tell you always take your laptop out. That'll be
Yep.
the easiest job when they look in my bag and open it up. So I am going to fly all my batteries down to as low as I can, so when they start going through the bag and see I've got 6 drone batteries and 5 camera batteries and all these, all this other stuff. I hope I don't have any issues with it. But if so, I'll be throwing away Air 2S batteries because at $210 a piece, I'm not throwing away those Mavic 3 batteries.
No, I wouldn't think so. So I'm assuming you're enjoying that so far. I'll end up with one probably eventually. Not now. I'm not in a rush for it. To be honest, when I'm ready for it, those firmware updates will have already come out. So.
Yeah. I like the flight of it. Just it's kind of like the sticks. The Air 2S goes when you push it forwards, but it's kind of like you max it out, and it's different because it's like when you move the stick on the Air 2 on the controller, the regular controller. When you move it forward, you move it about a quarter bit forward, a quarter, and all the way is kind of the same. On the new drone, when you move it a quarter, it's fast. When you move it 3/4, it's faster. I mean, it's more responsive on the sticks. It's smoother, but I mean, it's a $3,000 drone. It's not a, it's not a
Well,
$1,500 drone.
I wish they put the same gimbals on these controllers as they did on that new smart controller.
Oh
They
yeah,
got-
yeah, yeah,
They've got Hall effect gimbals like on an FPV radio.
yeah.
I like those better.
Well, one thing I do enjoy about the drone is when you're trying to get your altitude up, you don't have to wait for anything. It just goes. Because, like when you get the Air 2S up all the way and you try to bring it down fast, you know how it comes in, it kind of like fights to
It
come down.
wobbles, yeah.
This one doesn't. This one's almost like it.
Fighting its prop wash.
Yeah, it's like it almost wants to fall.
It's a matter of weight too.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
The weight
exactly.
ratio. So the weight ratio is what's making it smooth, Rob.
The Air 2S is
So-
no slouch show for sure because it comes down
Heck
almost
no.
14 miles an hour.
Yeah.
13
Yeah.
and change.
How about Dustin Donald's flight, man? Holy
48,000 feet.
Holy
48,000 feet. He flew that son bitch. Yep.
18-mile round trip.
18 miles round trip. Yeah.
He went -5 on the battery. And that just goes to show you how much DJI sandbags their numbers.
Oh, they don't want people ruining the batteries. They don't want them. They want them to
Yeah,
be safe with them.
because if you have DJI Care, they're going to have to replace
Yeah, of course.
them. So they're sandbagging big time. So
Oh, yeah.
whenever your Mavic 2 or whatever you're flying, Mavic 3 starts beeping and complaining at you at 20%, man, just
Still got plenty.
you got
Most of the
40%
time, you still got
battery,
plenty.
probably.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, because
Al,
I think
Al, you've known that a long time though, because every time we go out and fly in Mine Beach, you're like, Robbie, calm down. I'm like, Al, it's beeping. He said, Robbie, calm down. It'll be okay.
It'll be
You're
okay.
right.
Now, if you got that on the Xeno, well, you better put that thing down because the Xeno would go down even all in the zone.
The only problem with DJIs is when you run down, they get you to a certain percentage. You can't go any farther because it starts to force land.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
that's
have
the
to
biggest
put the
problem.
stick all the way up. Your
All the
left
way up.
thumb's going to be sore.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It'll have a dent in it. I remember having a dent in mine because I was just like, no freaking way you're going down. Come back home to daddy.
Oh, speaking of sticks, look here.
What
This
you
is
make-
what happens when an
Yeah.
FPV guy and a camera drone, same guy. Look at the sticks.
You did little extension on it. Huh?
Those are M4 FPV radio sticks I put on there.
I changed mine on one of mine also.
Oh, I
It's
love
just-
them.
It's a little bit longer.
Sharp
Your
ones.
your fingers don't slip.
No, these are sharp. FPV radio sticks are very sharp.
But you
So
know
that
what?
way your thumb doesn't slip.
In every one of my BMWs, I put a short shifter in it. You know why? Because
Get you there
when you-
faster.
Yeah, you just snap the wrist and you
Mhm.
shift the gear instead of throwing the whole arm. So you throw is like this much.
Yep.
So that's what I like about short gimbals too, is because you don't have to throw them as far. And so I'm the opposite of you guys. I like to have them nice and tight and low because now I don't have to throw them as far to get the results that I want. Versus the longer lever, you have to push it over that much further.
Yeah, see, I don't do the small throws because I most of the time when I fly my Air 2S in normal mode,
It's just
I'm
wide
only
open throttle.
50%. I'm only 50% half the time. I don't
No,
like flying it
really?
fast. No. I don't do
Oh,
33 miles an hour when I'm filming. So if I'm flying with those longer sticks, it's easier to get movement in my thumb and only be doing 12, 15 miles an hour without having to fully throw the damn thing.
well, one of the beautiful things I like to do, Matty and Robbie, is like if you had a straight shot on the river and it's got like three bridges in the river, right? And you just freaking hammer it full throttle. You know you're going to miss the bridges. And then when you get back, you put that video in there, you 10x it, and then you
Yeah.
get your beautiful hyperlapse. But you have to be flying wide open throttle
And you
to
have to
get
know
the
how to
best.
do it in post because I don't do crap in post.
I enjoy
Yeah.
the zoom is nice. I do enjoy that when I went out to Amish country. It does zoom really well.
Oh
The
my
three,
gosh.
right? The three?
And yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
No,
you
no,
get
no. I'm
more.
talking about the Air. It's the Air 2S in general.
Oh, it looks
Just the
so
zoom on
clean,
that one.
bro.
It really does. I need to work on when I zoom because sometimes when you zoom below it or above it. It zooms so close. I'll
Yeah.
zoom a bit and have to move it, zoom, move it, and then cut it out of the
That's where
video.
your grid lines come into play. It's always good
Yeah,
to have the grid lines on screen so
Well,
you get a
if you
better
boys ever
chance.
come up here, I'll give you a perfect target. There's a tower that I know of on the James River that has eagles in it.
Eagles, yeah, we've seen them
I
on
know where
on
it's
your
at.
video. Yep.
Yeah. And you don't even have to get close to it to get a good shot. And if you have the Mavic 3, then you're going to get unbelievable good shots. And then you can even zoom in and post because if you're shooting in 5K, which most of the time we're going to do with the the M3. And the M3 just sounds too weird, man. It's just too close to BMW.
Yeah.
M3. But you got to remember that the M3 is a beast. The new M3s are all, what are they putting? 4.4 liter hopped up 8 cylinders in them.
Oh hell, I
I
don't
was I
know.
was upset that the Mercedes got wrecked because I love that car. I wasn't crazy
Oh,
about the blue color, but I love that. It was a nice car. But I'm
yeah.
glad Timmy's okay.
Matty
Yeah.
doesn't do Mercedes and BMW. Matty does pickup trucks.
Oh, don't get me wrong, man. Nothing like a good truck. That's why I got a Tundra.
Yeah, I can't
you,
do those cars,
you got
man.
the big
Too
old
fancy.
Ram, man.
Yeah. Too fancy for me, man.
Hey, by the way, your family's fantastic, man. I got a
Thank
chance
you.
to meet him at in Austin, man. That was unbelievable. Well, I shouldn't say Austin, Round Rock, and then what was the name of the park that we were at? Cedar
See,
Park.
we were at Cedar Park, yeah.
Yeah, we're at Cedar Park. That was a wonderful place. That was a really good time.
I was blessed. I'm with great children, man. Well behaved, very well mannered and respectful. So
Yeah, the whole thing was just amazing to me how well you all
mhm.
travel for so long. I mean, the
They
the
slept about 90% of the time.
you can't blame him, right?
No, we ended up most of our travels were in the middle of the night.
Yeah, I
So
know. You guys left what, like
I
11 at
le-
night or something? I can't
yeah, we
remember.
left late and then we ended up driving 2.5 hours out of the way to North Alabama so that my 11-year-old could meet her online boyfriend and get a jacket from him or some crap. I got coerced into it. Lauren put the GPS uh, address in my phone. I said, get the GPS up so I can watch it as we're driving home. Damn it, she stuck it in there, and I ended up in North Alabama at a Waffle House at 2:30 in the morning. I wanted to kill her.
2:30 in the morning, and that other kid met her there at 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah, the other kid had his parents, his mom, because his mom and Lauren, my wife, talk a lot. They met on a gaming site or some crap, and he lives in Alabama, and she was like, "Oh, well, since we're driving through Alabama on our way home from Texas, we might as well stop in so they can meet." Which they never said a word to each other. They sat in a booth for 45 minutes just staring like zombies.
They didn't have a keyboard in front of them. That's
Not
why.
a word. I know, right?
Then you
I can
have a
imagine they start
conversation
texting each other right next to
right
them.
next to each other.
Freaking kids. It's
I
all good.
know.
I just walked in. I walked into Waffle House. I gave this kid one simple stare, and that wrote the book. I was good. He knows what's up from there.
I know, man. My kids would come over, and you know, I was like, "What the heck?" You know. All right, so let me see. I do have a little bit of. I have a couple pictures of you and I. Where did I put them? Oh, I know where they're at. Hang on, I'll find them. I wanted to kind of show you the pictures that we kind of took. Um,
I had so much fun.
that was
It was
really,
such a great trip. Getting
yeah,
to see all the people and then meeting a lot of the guys for the first time. A lot of them I had met at the Florida meetup in March, but a lot of the other ones, like Marcus and a bunch you. I've not, I didn't meet you before that, and then
yeah.
a lot of the guys that I met there, Chris Hope and all them. What a pleasure it was hanging out with these people, DeMarco and all them guys.
Yeah, it really was. And I'll go ahead and share this. Robbie will have to approve it. I'll share the
Okay.
screen. I'm going to do my second screen. And then, so we'll just kind of go over and you can see here. And here's the
Yeah,
man
look
powering
out!
up.
Nice bright shirt. Oh yeah, I was powering up right there. Yep,
You were powering up, and I got a good shot of you there. And I think that's Sergio here.
yep. That's
A-
Serge
And golly, I forget his friend.
Robinson.
Robinson. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Hmm.
And there's Mikey. There's
Yep.
Mikey here. There's Johnny, and there's Duranify with the
I
World
wonder who
Drum
that guy
Team.
is.
Yeah, and there's Sean Oz and Kelly, and we see Jenna here, and then there's our buddy Greg.
Oh,
Greg,
he's a trip.
oh my gosh, man, he kept hounding me with that moonshine. Oh
Oh,
my
I know
God,
he's a trip, man.
he hurt me. Who's here? You remember the
That's
black?
Mike. That's Michael Wright.
Oh yeah, Michael Wright. Yeah, I couldn't tell.
The
And
gentleman to the right of Mikey. I'm not sure who that is.
here,
Yep,
yeah,
I'm not sure. Somebody else may recognize him, but I don't.
yeah. And chime in, guys. Let us know. And these are the quads that Greg was flying, and here we are. This is Troy. He was hosting the event here. Very nice place, guys. This the ultimate park. You can charge up. Yeah, big benches, and
Oh yeah,
you see that there. That's a cine quad. That's eight motor cine quad he's going to fly.
it's what he
So
does. He builds them for a living. Those things are amazing.
yeah, that's what
That
he
one,
does.
that particular one right there, actually, he got sold to Ken Dono that weekend.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yep,
man, that's awesome. Now look at here. We got Mr. Ron Brown. He's talking to you, Matty, and then Sean Oz, I think. And then look,
yep.
look who's over here, Mr. Ray Kelly.
Lucky bastard.
Who's Mr. Ray? I
That's the
know.
same guy that we were talking about that I didn't recognize.
Okay,
That's
Ed Richter's back here getting ready to
yep,
power up. It looks like,
yep. The gentleman
and
right there in the suspenders, that's Ten Toes.
Ten Toes. That's right. And then you
Yep,
have Lost Girl Hikes
yep.
back
Angie,
here. Oh no, that's not. That's somebody else.
I don't know. It's hard to see. I don't know who that is. Probably one of the wives.
Yes,
I'm assuming.
Bill Brooks' wife. That's what it is.
Ah, yes. There you go. Yep, Bill's wife.
And there's a facility. Check this out, Robbie. Isn't that nice, man?
Yeah.
That's freaking nice.
I got to be honest with you. I am 100% amazed that there were no collisions at that field.
Well, we crashed a few times now. All right, here we
Oh
are.
yeah.
Here's Maddie's gang showing up.
Oh, there they are. Yeah, look at them all. Oh my God, they're everywhere.
And then we have everybody flying. And one of the things that occurred while we were flying, guys, all these people here were flying DJI stuff,
Hmm.
and they would just step all over our frequencies. There's Brad and I, And there's Bill and Brad. And there's the room. There's the big room.
It was
Um,
full too, pretty
yeah, it
much.
was pretty much full. And see bunch of characters here. Obviously, the Ken Harry's bodcopter here,
The
getting
good
ready.
old V copter. Yeah,
Look at this whole way. Look at Ken. Michael and Scott and Greg and
oh, I
Ken's a
didn't even
character.
realize I had a GoPro going on that. Thanks for letting me know. There's probably
yeah,
footage on my
man.
SD card I don't
That
even know about.
yeah, and it looks like you got a microphone hooked up here. What is this here?
No, that's probably the bench.
That is the bench.
Yep, that's the bench. I didn't have anything but a selfie stick on it.
Let's see what we got in the background. Look at here. It looks like Ed Richter's just finished flying. I'm getting ready to start, and then and Marcus is all the way in the background. It's always interesting to see what the fringe. And this was actually taken with this picture here was actually taken. See the controller in my hand. Can
Xeno
anybody
Mini
guess?
Pro.
Xeno Mini Pro. Yeah. And you saw it flying because
Yep, I was there. I was watching. I was watching from the back.
yeah, Mr. Ray. It's right there. And that is it. That's enough of my show and tell. I'll stop that.
It was a very fun weekend. I can't wait to do it again. Except next time I'm flying. I'm not driving. No.
Yeah,
Have y'all noticed how much DeMarco looks like John Legend? If you ever look at his face, dude, he looks just like him. He really does.
There was
Oh.
somebody. That's funny you mentioned that. There is somebody in a movie. Does anybody know the movie Draft Day?
Yes.
Okay, one of the coaches in their room where they do all their talking about the players and all that. Anybody remember what one of the coaches looked like? One of the black guys that was in that room. Oh God, I'm gonna have to pull a picture of it up now. I'll see if I can find a picture of it. He looks exactly like DeMarco, exactly like him.
Oh, wow. Now I know who you're talking about.
I'll tell you,
Yep.
Eddie. You know Eddie Noonan
Yeah, Eddie Nunez. Yeah.
looks just like Daddy Yankee, the singer from Puerto Rico. Seriously, he looks literally just like him.
Hey, talking about DeMarco, were you there when I was flying my 5-inch quad and I ran into his car?
Yeah, I heard about it. I was there, but I did not actually see it happen.
I was chasing DeMarco's car, Robbie, and he made an abrupt turn, and I tried to turn too, and I just came in and went, poof, skimmed right off the top of him. Didn't break a sweat. But I did leave 3 little cuts on. Weed whacked
Yeah.
it. Weed whacked his car. All right, keep looking, Matty.
I gotta find this. I
All
have
right, while
to
you're
find
looking,
it now.
I'm gonna pull this up. Robbie, share
Okay.
this one if you don't mind, please. Thank you, sir. Let me see.
Yeah, that's a good image there. I saw that one online.
Yeah. This one, and this is just taken with a phone. Somebody took this with a phone. It came out pretty good.
No, what?
But-
Zoom back in there again. It looks like that's a Mavic 3 there to the right. Go to the right.
That
Go up.
that
This
picture
Yeah,
That-
that one.
that picture was
one-
taken by my wife.
And this is a Mavic 2. That's my Mavic 2 taking a panorama shot of
Okay.
these guys. Let me see. Yeah. And see, here's a Mavic 2 still here. And you probably see my numbers on it.
Okay, I see. Yeah, okay.
I gotta take some credit. That was my idea for that picture.
Yeah,
I was
yeah, it
excited as
was.
hell when that happened. I loved it. I
And
saw
here's the
3
crew.
or 4 of them sitting next to each other, and I said, "Why isn't everybody next? Why get all the drones over here? Let's do it all at one time." So it worked out well.
And I dovetailed on that same concept and made everybody stand together. We took pictures, and then we saw Sergio lose his head because he kept moving around when it was doing the panorama. When the algorithm put the picture together, Sergio didn't have a head. I'll have to show you that. So there's the
Oh
gang.
yeah, that's right. I remember that. Oh, I found it. I found the clip. Now I just have to mute and
All right.
find.
And look at this motley crew here, man.
Bingo. Found him.
All right, I'm going to stop.
Hold
There's
on one sec.
Marcus
Let me
and
go back. Oh, wait a minute. Let me hit play.
that is. Oh, do I have
Play.
one? Yep,
Stop.
that's it for me. All right, that's it.
Just let me know when you want me to share it, Matty, and I'll.
All right, let me pull it out real quick. Hold
Okay.
on one second.
So everybody knows next week Al's gonna be hosting the show because I'm gonna be on a plane at that time. So he'll be hosting. He'll have a co-host, and then the following week I'll be at home in Thailand. So I'll keep the same hours. I mean, we've got like a 12-hour difference between us. So actually, it's good because instead of me doing it at 6 o'clock at night, I get to do it at 6 o'clock in the morning. I get up at like 5:30. So I can have my coffee and do the show. So there will be no changes in our show as far as time wise or anything. It'll just be a situation where I can do a lot more content, and I've actually got a really nice setup there, like a studio setup where I don't have it here. So,
Right.
you
So
ready,
that'll
Matty?
be-
Yeah, I got it up. Let me full screen this puppy.
Okay.
This is that movie Draft Day. All right, and I will pause it as soon as you see him. Watch. Beep. Over the left shoulder.
Yep, I see it.
Looks just like DeMarco.
Marco, I think we should try to get him for
Does
copyright.
that-
Maybe we can get some
My-
money out of him.
I'm telling you right now, that looks exactly like him. If you look, actually, I thought it was him when I first met DeMarco. I thought that was freaking him. It looks exactly like him. I don't know. Anybody else agree? I think so.
Yeah, I agree.
It looks just like him. I love it. I thought it was him when I first met DeMarco. I first saw him on a live stream. I saw after watching that movie, I said, oh, crap. Is that him?
DeMarco,
Yeah.
make sure they spelled the check right from that movie.
Yeah, right. Hey, he played a good role in that movie.
I think DeMarco looks better.
DeMarco's a cool cat, man. He's
Yeah,
one of
he
the guys I was so happy to meet.
Yeah, he's just a person you always want to be around. So let's see what is going on in the chat. Let's take a look. I haven't taken a look in a while. Sorry, guys, I've been neglecting y'all. Hey, Art is here. All right.
All right.
It is E-Drone. Dude is here. Oh, man. Awesome. Thanks for joining, man.
Hi, Greg.
Yeah. How's it going, Greg? And there's DeMarco. That is him.
I guess everybody got the packages that I sent out.
Oh, my gosh. I forgot to put it on, Robbie.
I know you got yours, Matty. I know you got yours. I think.
Thank you very much for that.
I sent Matt's. There's a bunch of different people in here that I sent stuff to. Most of you guys have either won something or we've given it away in the past. And there were a couple in here. I was limited on some of the shirts on the sizes that I had left before I left. So if you didn't get a shirt, don't get offended. It happens.
It happens.
It happened. Sorry, Matty. I did get one of Matty, though. At least it's on its way. But I did also send some batteries. So as time goes on, we'll get, everybody something. I did the best I could do in the time frame. I've just been trying to, like I say again, trying to pack and get ready to go home. After 19 months, guys, it's like,
oh my
it's
gosh,
time.
I cannot.
Oh, you got the
look at
battery in
that.
there, and it does fit in there.
It is
It does
tight,
fit in
but
there.
it
Yeah.
fits. And then because I have two of them, I don't have to worry about them running out of juice so fast. And I've done probably 10
You can
flights on
charge
this
it.
thing.
You
so
can charge it 500 times.
Oh, yeah. I'm not worried. I've done like 10 or 12 flights on it so far, and it's still sitting over 4 volts.
Cool.
So I got plenty.
Well, I got more of them here.
Those
So if it's needed, let me know.
18650s are very useful, very. And then the double A's I have in my AC unit thermostat.
Cool.
Yeah, they work well.
y'all
Thank
could
you
use
very
them.
much. Yeah, they're very good.
Yeah, Matt Bagwell. Okay, yeah, I knew I'd send them to you, Matt. And did the wireless charger work for you also, Matt?
It did not for me. It did for my wife. The one you sent me. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
I
So
thought mine
what was-
had it, but apparently not. So it's all good though.
So it looks like Chris is saying thank you for the shirt.
Let me see. It's in. Oh yeah, cool.
That's funny. Okay, I got that joke. Obviously, no grown-up sizes on the shirts. Ha! You see what Lone Star put? You know what he's referring to, right?
No.
I think he's referring to Bill. Did you watch Bill's video when he was up on his roof?
Oh yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
I got you now. I got you now. Yeah, Bill said it's a little tight on me. I need a double X.
A little tight.
Hey, TJ Drones and more is in the house also. Thanks for stopping
You know,
by.
I always when we talk about Bill, I always make the comment every time, and I know some of y'all probably get sick of hearing about his backgrounds that he uses. I mean, seriously, if you look at it like when he did his live stream, if you look at it, it looks real. Whatever he has behind him, I don't know what he's using for software, but for some reason, dude is good with getting the backgrounds. I mean, I have to play with the StreamYard and adjust the light to get the light right. His is always looks like it's freshly painted behind him, and you know it's fake. But he had one with a Harley one day, and I was looking, and I was like, "It's dark outside. Where are you at? What time is it?" And then I realized that it was a background. I thought it was outside his garage. I didn't know.
And Chris from Sunrise Water Media saying 7 foot tall grown ups. Oh man, yeah, I hear you.
I had to keep telling Robbie I'm a fat guy.
He had to wear Robbie's shirt on top of the roof, and it may have been a little small. I think that was awesome.
I'm actually collecting. I've got quite a few of them so far. I think I've got like 15 different YouTubers, something like that, 15 or 16. I'm actually collecting them. I want an actual collection of them. I don't necessarily wear them all. Some of them are a little maybe too small or too big, but I don't care what size it is. I usually pick it up as soon as I can. Like yours, Al, I wear your Duranify one because it's the silky dry fit feeling one. And those are the ones that I like to wear in Florida.
Yeah, I like the long sleeve because even in hot weather, I could cover up when the mosquitoes won't hit me.
That one,
you know what I mean?
That one that he did too. That material on that shirt is freaking amazing.
Yeah, the ones he just put out are really nice. I like the black part, Robbie. I should go get my shirt.
Okay.
I'll go get my shirt. I got it sitting right over there. I like the black part because it's different. The top part is kind of meshy, and then the bottom half is more polyester, more spandex.
Well, with the temperature changing, I knew up there because me and you go, it's either really hot or really cold. So I figured that long sleeve would do you better where you were at.
Yeah, and
that one.
I don't mind long sleeve in the summertime, believe it or not, because
I'm the same way. I wear them in the summertime sometimes, depending on what I'm doing. But all my long sleeve shirts are all dry fit material. I have no.
Yeah, and that's why I'll jump in the water and then leave it on. I don't care because it dries off just like your skin. So
it's actually cool to get ready. 63 degrees. I will not walk outside without a sweater.
I believe you. Yeah. Let's see. Hola, Jose Mendez. We see our drone solution saying. And who else is on? Oh, D&D aerial views is in the house, guys.
Keith.
He's a trip.
So what's going on, Keith? Man,
he's a good guy.
Yeah, and let's see who else we got here. Well, I mean, it's hard to keep up with these guys. So, sounds like we're all rocking and rolling. What's going on with you? Any new projects? I know I have a few over here I can show you. What about you guys? You guys have any new projects, Robbie?
Besides, I got everything on
get out of town.
Yeah, I'm like got everything on hold till I can.
The conversation we had last night, me and you, I don't know how the hell you do it. I'd be.
It's a lot. It's not as easy as people think. Jumping on a plane, the loops that I had to jump through just to get back. I mean, they've even got a website now where you have to like log in and register and upload like your hotel, your quarantine information, you have to buy health insurance. You have to upload the health insurance proof you paid. And then they send you back this thing and it said rejected. And I was like, what do you mean rejected? And then they said that I forgot to include my receipt for my hotel that included my COVID test and my transportation from the airport to the hotel for 1 day quarantine. And I know I sent them the right thing. So my girlfriend said, okay, let me walk you through this and let's make sure you did it right. And I was like, honey, I know I did it right. So as I was uploading that form again for the hotel, it said, we don't accept PDFs. It's got to be a JPEG. She's like, Robbie, did you ever make this a JPEG? I was like, no. She goes, that's where you screwed up. So made it, put it up, waited another 5 days, and they approved it. And then I was like, I was glad because I mean I'm running out of time. I don't have time to get another approval. So luckily I got everything done, and then they said you have to have a COVID test 72 hours before you fly. And I thought, okay, I'll go to CVS. I went to CVS, and they said, yeah, we can do that special test, and we can have you the results within 2 days. And I'm like, so I'm going to get a test on a Friday, and maybe you're closed on Saturday or Sunday. If I don't have it, I can't fly. So I was like panicking, and I found a walk-in clinic that does a test for like $150, and they do it and give it to you 20 minutes later. And I called the lady and was like, so are y'all going to be there? Any chances y'all being closed? I was just panicking. But anyway, we got it straight. So
Now your girlfriend lives over there, right?
yeah, she lives over there. Yeah, we have a house over there.
And you haven't seen her in how many months?
I haven't seen her in 19 months. So
Wow.
keep in mind something. I'm going to get there on a Tuesday. So y'all won't hear from me
Y'all gonna be busy.
until the next Monday.
Yeah. That dude's gonna be busy for a week straight.
And we'll have to get acquainted with each other again.
Exactly. It's a lot. It's a lot during COVID, and then all this stuff now. I think they have a new. I don't know if you read about. They got a new variant now. I think they're blocking some places in Africa from coming in a lot of countries now because there's supposed to be a really bad one coming through there. So this is like
it's never ending.
It's a bad flu. We're going to end up having to like live with it like the flu, and just kind of protect ourselves.
Yeah, I was hoping it would just freaking mutate itself out of contaminating humans.
But you told me when it first started, you said, Robbie, it ain't going to end. It's going to continue to switch and switch. And you said it right on, because that's exactly what it's done.
It's going to continue to mutate. And the variant coming out of South Africa right now is just crazy. And it's already in Canada. So it's here. It's
as long as it doesn't get to that airplane in Nashville by Monday at 7:30, I'm going to be on that plane.
So, guys, a question to everybody: how do they come up with the name Omicron?
Good point. They must be over there flipping Scrabble letters or some crap.
Yeah, it must have been either the lab that discovered it or somebody. But yeah, Omicron is. I know my daughter was telling me about it. She works at one of the local hospitals here in Richmond, and she's like, "Yeah, that variant is scary."
Yeah, Keith, good point. Life goes on. That's the same thing. That's in mind. Whatever it is, what it is. I'm not going to live in
It's
fear.
like the sun; it comes up and comes down every day.
Yep, it will. The sun will come up tomorrow.
No That's right, Chris. It is Greek, man. Sunrise Water Media, Chris. It's Greek letters, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Drone News Media. His wife got family in the Philippines, and he's in Ireland. So I know that he's had to deal with her getting back, because I think there was an illness in the family and everything else. And dude, I feel it, man. I know what it's like to, when I left Thailand, I was in one condo, she was in one. We got a new house, and we weren't supposed to like move or anything for like 8 months. And then she works for the government, and they said, you need to move in 6 days. She's 5 foot, 110 pounds. She had to move all my stuff, all her stuff by herself. Thank goodness she had good friends at her office to help her, which I'm so thankful that she had a lot of friends. But just what she's had to go through without me being there and doing everything for herself, she's a strong girl.
Yeah, man. Women are definitely stronger than men, in my opinion. Definitely can hold it together longer. I was reading some of the other comments. The grumpy blogger was saying that the other various names weren't cool enough. That's why they came up with Omicron.
They weren't cool enough.
Let's see, what is Art saying here? It was too close to the name of the leader of China.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't want to make him mad. He'll execute some people or something. If I can say that, I'm not going over there for a while. So
crazy, man.
Yeah, I know. All right. So Are you building anything new? I got a couple new builds, man. I'm excited to share.
Haven't started building yet. I haven't even started
Oh, are
repairing
you
yet.
just buying them? Are you just buying them? Oh,
Well,
okay.
the 5-inch CL1 was built by Doc Murdoch, and I got that in Texas. That's where that first flight came from. And then I bought the Nazgul Evoke. I didn't buy it; my wife did.
What
Um,
did you? Go ahead. Go ahead.
but
Sorry.
I haven't gotten to the build or repair point yet. Luckily, I haven't crashed much, so but
Okay.
I will at one point.
All right, Chris from some water media. You're gonna like this. This is what I'm gonna.
So
That'll
Oh,
be.
I thought it was a salsa kit when he opened it. I was like, "Is there food in there? Is it soup or what?"
Yeah.
big old
Oh yeah,
Cinnamon.
man. Some apple pie. You ready? I got some ice cream in the fridge.
It's pretty. I like the red.
Yeah. So this is going to be my next one, man. I can't wait to put it together, and it looks like it's got a pretty decent set of TPUs. So, and it's rigged up for the Catic Vista.
Caddx
So
Vista. What do you run? Crossfire, Al?
no, I just run DJI because I got a DJI controller.
Oh, you got the controller. Okay.
Yeah,
See,
so that way I don't have to mess with anything else because all you have to do is if you're soldering, you just have to solder S bus. That's it. But
that's it. Yep.
now I'm buying everything now with the DJI flight stacks. So all the flight stacks are coming in with the DJI plug.
Ah,
So
that's a good thing. Yep.
so now let me see if I find it.
I want to ask the people in the chat. And I know we're in all different states where it's here. Who lives where it's snowing already or has snowed? Out of the chat, anybody seen any snow or
Shoot.
done any flying at all in the snow?
Keep it
Yeah.
up there. Wherever
You
it's
know,
at, keep it.
if Fred Johnson was in the house, he'd definitely be flying in the snow.
Well, me and Al flew one time and it was snowing, but I forget how cold it was when we went out.
Yeah, I remember it. It got. We were over the river, and it was. We're always over the river. Why not, right, Tabati? Water's
Yeah, if you
cool.
got, yeah, when Al chances it, he just wants to chance it as far as it'll go.
Yeah, and you know what? That was a good time. I flew the Femi, and it came back, and everybody said, "Why are you flying in the snow?" It's like,
I fly mine in the rain.
Yeah, John said it was light snow in Rhode Island.
oh, nice. No, Chris is not a Tycam. It is a. Um, I'm not sure if you can see the brand. Let's see if I can get it to focus. There it is. Can you guys read that?
HSKRC.
Yep.
I mean, let me do it here. There we go. Go ahead.
That is the model that I bought that came in from China. I can't remember what it was, but
Wow.
I got two of them. Usually, when I do a build, I do two of them. Because if one fails, then I have another one with the same flight characteristics.
Yeah.
Or if I can swap parts anytime I want. So
I see here drone views media. Hey, if you want to email me your address, I'll send you a shirt to Ireland. I'll ship you a shirt out when I get home. It'll be coming from Thailand, but I'll ship one to you because man, you're really good at supporting all of our channels, and you're on a real big time difference in what we are.
Yes,
So
he is.
we really appreciate because you're like clockwork, dude. You're here as much as anybody else is, and you know it should be early in the morning or late at night there where you're at. So I want to say again, thank you.
yeah, if you don't mind sharing his address, I'll send him one of my shirts too.
Okay.
All right, so I finally got to what I was looking at, Matty. I just bought the new Mamba flight controller stack, and I'll pull it out.
Oh, I mean, let me zoom in on it now. Hold on. Okay.
And see, it's got the DJI plug right here. You see
Yeah.
that white plug right there over here? Sorry. And so now all you do is plug the camera in. You don't even have to solder anything. And obviously, this plug will go down to my EFC that is in this bag. But yeah, that's a stack, Matty. So
pretty
now
cool.
you don't even have to solder your lines coming out of your DJI Vista. Well, let's not call them DJI because DJI kind of diverges itself from it, right? So
Yeah.
the Caddx Air unit and the Caddx Vistas, you can now just buy them with the plugs on the end, so you don't even have to worry about doing any soldering. Because it is kind of a pain in the butt because the leads are so small and the pads are so small.
Very. Yeah. It's a pain in the ass. Yep.
So, yeah. But other than that, I mean, everything else is pretty easy. Let's see what else is going on here on the chat. Bob Case
Um,
Ariel.
Let's see. Hey,
Kenny,
Brad. I see Brad just came in.
Ken
Hey,
had a
Brett.
question about one of on an SD card. His videos are clipping out at 4 minutes and 56 seconds, and isn't that what most SD cards do?
Yeah, I mean, if you're
do.
shooting at 5K, it'll be like 2 minutes to 3 minutes.
It's clipping them out because of what you're shooting in.
Yeah. So they're smart about it because that way, if you do have a corruption, it's not going to be your total flight
Yeah.
that gets corrupted. It's only a little bit of it. So yeah, they're smart about it.
Yeah, that happens on pretty much all the SD cards that I've ever used. You have to, if you want a full 15-minute video, unfortunately, you've got to clip them together. It's the only way to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. And so many tricks in that. Just wanted to see if if it'd be useful. Maybe we should have a conversation on how to do editing. I don't know if that's something you guys want to see or not. Maybe we can share each other's editing tricks.
Well, guess what? You ain't going to get no tricks from me. I'm going to steal all yours.
That's
I'm going to show y'all this is a new little camera that I got.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Any of y'all that have used the Logitechs, these are usually pretty good size cameras, width wise and all. So
Yeah.
I ordered this one. Here. It's the C922X Pro. Look how little this camera is. When I got it, I was just like shocked on how small it was. Look how little it is.
Yeah. That's the exact same one I have, Robbie. I'll show you.
It's
I put a hood on mine. Did you put a hood on yours?
No, it didn't come with a hood, but
you can buy it aftermarket. See that hood? Come on.
Well,
cool.
just for y'all to know, I bought the new Mac, the big one, and I went through and was doing a little bit of light editing and uploading on my Dell, which I'll tell you,
yeah, just talk
I've always been a Dell freak. I just like the products. They've given me good support. And it was hard for me to get away from that machine, but it didn't really have a big enough video card in it that I needed. So I spent the money, and it was over $3,000. And I bought the new Mac to do it. And when I went to edit and do the video, it did more than my Dell did. Don't get me wrong, but for the price that I paid for it. So my brother's in the computer business, as most of y'all know. And he told me, he said, you need to look at one of the Acers. And I was like, Acer's like, when I'm in Central America, Acer's a cheap computer. Well, I was wrong because the Acer of America. So anyway, I bought a gaming machine, and it's got an 8-core, 16-thread processor in it with 16 gig dual video card. And let me tell you one thing. This smokes the Mac. I mean, literally, I don't know if you can see the difference in the lighting and the color now compared to what it normally is. I'm in love with this laptop. Now, I'll say one thing. It's got the biggest brick that plugs into it for power. But
that's
for the
because
money,
it's powering that NVIDIA card.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I spent $3,450 on the Mac, okay? I spent $2,500 on the Acer. The Acer literally smokes it. I don't know. I guess it's just because it has such a good video card in it. But when I first started it up and started watching videos on YouTube and looking at stuff, I was like, man, I just never had paid that much attention to how good of a video card that was in a computer. But for the price, I'm blown away on how good this computer is.
Yeah.
And I'm glad because I didn't want to go through the learning curve because I already know Premiere Pro, and I thought, well, if I go with the Mac, I'll try to learn Final Cut and do that. So I'm kind of glad that I sent it back. But for the money, save your money on the Mac because I'm telling you, and I'm sure they probably have a higher Mac that you can get even a higher video card. But I'll tell you one thing: I spent about $3,500 on the Mac. This smokes it. It's $1,000 less, and it's got Windows 11 on it. And for me, man, I'm like really impressed with it so far.
Hey, do you know the model of that gaming laptop, Robbie?
Uh, it's called a
Oh,
Acer Predator Halo is what it's called.
Nice name, Predator
Yeah,
Halo.
I'm
and
assuming
it's
that's from the game Halo.
I don't really know.
Probably.
It's
What
got
color is it?
Yeah, that was a
What
definitely
color
good.
is it?
it's dark. It's all aluminum. It's like it
That's
looks
probably
kind
from
of
the
like a
game
Mac,
Halo then.
but
Yeah.
it's got a NVIDIA GeForce RTX in it. It's got Alexa built into it. It's got Thunderbolt on it. It's got like everything on this laptop and side by side. Now I had this before I sent the Mac back, and I did a comparison of transferring files on my Mavic 3 to an external drive, and this beat it like by the time it was copying, I had to wait. It was still had 20% left on the Mac copying the same files,
Oh my
and
gosh.
yeah. So for the price, man, it's just like it's just it's worth it for it was worth it for me.
I don't even know what this laptop does. Actually, you know who could tell you what this laptop does? AZ Drone Dude in the chats will tell you what this laptop does because a while back, I don't know if I told you guys that story. A while back when I first started, my very first live stream was I used to do it on my tablet because my wife has a computer and she's got one of those social media type ones, the Windows ones that are just good for like social media and crap.
Yeah.
And he one day in the chats, he told me, he said, "Hey, do me a favor, take that computer and toss that mother. I'll find you one." And sure enough, he sent me a Samsung i7 Lite laptop to my house. It
Wow.
just showed up.
Well,
Wow.
I've
And
always
that's the one I've been using ever since. That's this one here.
yeah.
And
Who is it in here? Drone Views Media was talking about he likes the Max Retina monitors. I've always used dual monitors, and I like it because it enables me to do multiple things. If I'm working on a website, I can see the code. I can do this, but I don't know if you guys have noticed, but they're making these curve monitors now that are bigger. And at first I thought, maybe I'll get one or two and hook them together. The software that comes with the monitor will let you split that real estate up into areas to 2, 3, and 4 monitors. So I got rid of my Dell flat panel 27 inches. I sold those to the UPS store guy local.
did you really?
Yeah. So I bought
Awesome.
I bought a high definition in Thailand because I couldn't take it with me. I've already ordered it. I'm going to go pick it up. I ordered a 49-inch curved monitor. I mean, the numbers, the refresh rate on this was like mind blowing, and I can break it up into like 4 to 6 screens. It was like
A lot of
22. It was $2,200 for the
a lot
monitor.
of there's a couple of the guys that I watch full time on live streams, FPV guys. One of them, his name's Super Deluxe, SUPRDLUX. He's a great FPV pilot, but he does gaming live. Sometimes
Yeah,
he'll play like Halo or something live, and he's got one of those really big curved ones.
yeah.
And you should watch his head when he's playing the game
It was like
because
this.
it's like this. He's looking back and forth. You almost think he's looking around his house, but he's not. He's looking
Yeah.
at a freaking monitor
Yeah.
because it's so big and it wraps on his desk. And I'm like, holy shit! How do you play with that? I mean, your necks are gonna get cramped.
Well,
But
what I did was I wanted speakers. Everybody always puts the speakers under the monitor. Well, I can't put the speakers outside the monitor because it's 49 inches. So what I did was Bose makes these speakers that sit on stands on each side of the desk or cubes, and they sit on the top. And I ordered the cubes to set up for it. So, it'll be a lot better setup than what I've had in the past. But I like the wide monitor because with the software I can break it up and I can have like run Windows on one, run this over here, run this over here. I like that feature. And this will be the first time that I've actually done it. Now I was in here, I think D&D made a comment that he said he hates Windows 11. What was I thinking? I'll be honest. I haven't noticed that much difference, Keith, in my Windows 10 than my Windows 11.
Did
I've
you
never
update?
had a.
You did update?
Yeah, I did on the other one. I haven't done it on this one yet.
Yeah,
It's
this
here
won't even
to
let
do
me
it.
do it.
But I really don't notice any difference. I mean, I had a thermal printer one time where I would ship stuff out hooked to my computer, and when Windows 10 did one of the updates, the drivers wouldn't work and it messed it up, and then they
That's
fixed it later.
great.
But besides that, I haven't noticed anything, Keith, that the Windows 11 has. I don't have any problems with it. I mean, it does everything I want it to do. I run Premiere, I run Adobe Photoshop on it. What else is on here? I got Offices on here. I've got everything, and I don't have any issues. The system that I've got, my Dell, I had Windows 11 on where I did I've never had an issue with 10 or 11. So I
Maybe
don't
I get
know.
maybe it's the person's computer,
Purposes.
their preferences on their, like, maybe different computers handle them differently or different
Yeah,
programs.
it could be maybe if the computers maybe doesn't have as big of a processor. Maybe
Yeah.
there's a. It
You
says
know,
right here, mine keeps crashing. What's your processor, Keith? What's in your what laptop or desktop do you have? Because he says his keeps crashing. I've never ever had an issue. Is if my brother said video driver sometimes will crash on Windows 11 is the most
Video
common.
driver.
Yeah.
yeah, because everybody's still trying to port them over, right? And they're still going through the first iterations. It's
Yeah.
kind
I
of
mean,
like the
the
Mavic
only
3
thing
growing up right now.
yeah, the
Yeah,
only thing
yeah.
I've noticed on it is the screen is in the middle now where all your buttons are instead of before
Yeah,
they were on the left side.
yeah,
Okay,
and that's
you
what
got
I
here.
was saying. I'm so glad I got out of IT too. So I'm now so glad I'm retired. Yeah,
Let me tell you something. You have a conversation with me about computer tech, and I swear to God, I will stare at you like you're a freaking alien.
well, it's kind of like the same way doing with drones when we're talking about VTX and RCs and flight controllers and
See, I used to
FCs
be that way. I used to
and
be that
then
way, and now
and
I
then you go,
easy stuff.
2208 motors, KVs of certain
When
values.
you do it long enough,
Yeah,
I'm gonna guess I've been working with computers for about 27 years, almost 28 years now. And I own computer
yeah,
stores. We've rebuilt them, rebuilt laptops. For me, it's like drinking water. It's not really an issue. The
see,
technology is changing on a lot of the higher end stuff.
yeah, yeah.
I do more laptop stuff than I do desktop. Like I don't build gaming machines. My brother does he does it all. But yeah, for me, it's just like, I don't know, it's kind of boring because nothing really comes down the path that, if you can't fix it, it's easy to just replace the part
Yeah,
after you
well,
get enough
See,
experience with it.
I can't do computers, but I can build an elevator from the ground up.
that's because you've been doing it for so long.
That's it. I'm a hands-on guy. This tech
Yeah, well,
stuff.
this is the same way. You just have pounding on a keyboard. Your tool is actually your keyboard.
I went
right?
to I downloaded DaVinci for editing, and I
Yeah,
opened it up, and
close
I
it.
looked at the interface, and I went, nope.
You close it. Yeah,
Yep.
but you have to just it's basically it's like somebody that's never worked on an elevator. You hand them a set of tools and you go fix it.
And it's
turn
weird
around,
too
walk
because I never thought I would get to the point in my life where computers was. I live on this damn thing now.
Yeah.
I do everything on it because it's Samsung and everything in my house is Samsung. So
Yeah.
this laptop goes everywhere with me. My phone, my TVs, my tablets, everything is linked to my laptop. And I never thought I'd see the day where
Yeah.
I'm the one that tells my kids, get the hell out of the house. But now
Yeah.
I'm stuck on a computer screen, and now they're all making fun of me.
He says he's got the Dell 5180. Keith,
Oh,
something you
nice.
may try. Check and see what version your BIOS is on that, just out of curiosity, and see if it's upgraded to the most recent BIOS, and then go into Dell's site and have them do a scan and see if any of the drivers you have need to be upgraded, and see if either one of those things makes a difference on the system crashing, because you shouldn't have an issue with that computer right there. But
Yeah,
again,
it's definitely
I mean,
drivers.
I had an issue one time when I first went to Thailand. I just bought my new Dell. was so happy with it went, and it popped up, and Dale said, "Hey, we need to do a BIOS update. Leave the computer on," which done it a million times. You never cut it off because it'll zip the computer, the board. I let it go through the whole mumbo jumbo, loaded the drivers, and it said, "Okay, we're going to restart now, and you're updated." It never restarted.
Oh
So here
Can
man.
I
here I
ask you a
was.
question?
Yeah,
What did you just say? BIOS or
BIOS,
VIOS?
BIOS.
Yeah.
But what
BIOS.
Yeah, a BIOS is kind of like the thermostat on the wall. You know how it keeps up with the temperature? The BIOS will keep
Ah,
up with the clock, the firmware in the computer, uh,
gotcha.
the basic construction of the computer itself. So sometimes you need to do a BIOS update to not have issues with those. But it zapped my brand new Dell, and I was like freaking out because I was like, why did it even do it? And I've never had an issue. I was like, I'll fix it. Well, BIOS aren't that easy. You don't just fix the BIOS, and it's hard to downgrade. So I was trying to figure out where I could get a new BIOS chip, and I was going to solder it off the board and put another one on. And we went to this little guy's shop that he opened the door. It looked like in front of a little bakery, and slid through a little aisleway. And he goes, "I'm closed, but if you'll call me on Sunday and bring your computer, I'll fix it." Well, I figured it's a church day. And then I realized that the Asians aren't Christians. So, but sure enough, he called me on a
Good point.
Sunday, and he goes, "Bring it down here and let me look at it." And he started looking at it, and he took it apart and put it back together. And it was like $11 is what he charged me. And he got it fixed. But he told me, "You cannot rewrite this BIOS. It can never be updated. You got to change the chip. It cannot be flashed or anything." And he saved my computer, and he fixed it. And then I got home, and
But
of course sold it on eBay as quick as I could.
oh man, I tell you what. But to your question, Matty, BIOS, it's old basic input output system. That's what it stands for, and it's been replaced by UEFI, Unified Extensible Firmware Interface, and that's much better. Uh, Language. So basically, when you turn your computer on, every chip on, like your drone, every one of those chips in there, like you have an F4 processor or F7 processor on your flight controller.
Mhm.
Okay.
They talk.
And UARTs, all UARTs are serial buses. You remember RS-232 that you're using for your communicating with your elevators? That's
Yeah,
what a UART is on a flight controller. Okay. So think about it that
got
way.
it. Good
If you
point.
could relate to it. Okay. So when you get an F4 flight controller, is like a Intel 5. When you get a, F7 is like an, Intel 7, right? And then we're talking about different interfaces, different way to communicate with those flight controllers. You either have KISS or, um, Beta Flight, and there's variations. There's one more, and then KISS has different variations of the.
That makes much more sense. David just said it in the chat. BIOS is Betaflight. That
Hmm.
makes
Mhm.
total sense to me.
Yeah, so that's what I was trying to explain. If you look at it that way, it's much easier. So the interesting thing now is that we're seeing competition with KISS coming out because Betaflight has not been very responsive to the community
They
lately.
haven't, man. It's Ed. People are going to start taking over if these guys don't do
And
something soon.
I mean, KISS is kind of divergent. It's kind of like Josh Bardwell had a really good conversation about the state of Betaflight versus Kiss, and I
Yeah.
mean, he they really got into it, and I really enjoyed his insight and point of view.
Hmm.
That was really
Okay,
really
guys,
insightful. We
we're
got to,
running over 18 minutes. I think we got to roll out of here tonight.
yeah. Hey, thanks to everybody for hanging out, man. D&D Aerials, you've been unbelievable with the comments, man. Believe me, Robert, it was fine before Windows 11. He said,
Yeah,
"I'm
yeah.
sorry about here all that."
I'm sure he'll
Yeah,
get it fixed. He's a smart dude.
yeah.
Life goes on. Life goes on. Okay, look, you guys stay tuned. Again, next week, Al's going to be hosting. I'm going to be out. I'll see you guys the following week. And I think that's all I've got to say. Al, you got
Ooh,
anything?
Ken Hoff, how do you pronounce Ken's last name?
Hofbauer.
Hofbauer will be joining us, and hopefully I'll be able to give you guys a
Yeah, he's
sneak peek of
finally
it.
making his rounds. About
Yep.
damn time.
Yep. And I've also been working on Jackrabbit Scott to join us. I think that those are great personalities that everybody should
It's
get
another one we
exposed
met
to.
in Texas that I was excited to see was Scotty.
That, yep.
Good stuff.
That's it, Robbie. That's all I have.
Thank you
Okay,
guys for
Matty, you
having
got
me on,
anything?
man. Yeah, no, thanks for having me on. I just released a new video few days ago. Did my first flight with the Nazgul Evoke, and just did a quick little flight at my parents' house. I got the GoPro Hero 8 footage on there for anybody that wants to check it out. It's over there. But
Okay,
other than
cool.
that, just hanging around. That's it, man.
Okay, guys, we'll see you. We'll see you again next Monday night.